Okay, I'd probably just wait.
I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it.
This is what our magnitude
Okay, folks, we're going to start. There's some other people supposed to show up, but they're behind schedule. We'd like to start off with prayer. Can we have Dr. Benny open to the prayer?
Bow our heads. Heavenly Father, we thank you for allowing us to come together once again. I thank you for every family, every community and resident member that is presented here. We pray for those that are on their way, Lord, and those that could not make it. We ask you to bless and take care of them also. We ask you to bless leading in this meeting, and to give us wisdom and guidance as we go forward representing our community. So, in Jesus' name we pray. We thank you, Lord. Amen.
Say, pledge allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay. Roll call is
Amanda Gell, present.
Sylvester Johnson, present.
Victor Destrom's present. And Joseph Lippy is late, he got a new job. And Tony, I don't know, Paul even told me, so I don't know my son.
So
We have a quorum, so we're going to have actual official board meeting as well as a community meeting. Now I've scheduled meetings for the second Monday of every month from now till January. So if you want to know what's going on, please come to the meetings. Hopefully Ms. Jazz will start getting some emails out to the residents of Village 5 and the rest of the community because everyone's invited. Jazz wanted to speak, so we're going to let Jazz start off. She's going to tell you about some upcoming events.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, everyone. Thank you very much. If any of you, those of you who don't know me, my name is Jessica, and I'm the lifestyle director for ATD. And I'm just here to provide you with some update on upcoming events for families and children. And we're having a back-to-school party, pool party with water slides, and we're inviting Little Caesars to come and provide us with lunch, and we'll have DJ to provide an entertainment, games, and prizes. Prizes will be more geared towards back-to-school supplies. We're also looking into possibly getting some sponsors in order to provide us with more back-to-school supplies. On top of that, right now we have over 300 people that registered to participate. So the registrations are out. If you do not receive any emails from me, I have put a sign-up sheet up front. Please do put in your email address, and I'll add you onto our email list. You do receive updates about upcoming events, upcoming new activities that's going on around the campus, and I would love to keep you informed. I would love for you to come and attend, because without you, we can't make the event successful. So I do have some flyers that I would like to pass out, and if you have any questions, I will be outside after the speech for 5 minutes. If you need any further clarification on the events that we want to have.
Could you let us know when it is?
Oh, absolutely, yes. The details are, it is going to be on Saturday, August 6th, from 10 in the morning. That's when the pool opens until 1 o'clock in the afternoon.
Is there a fee?
There is no fee. Participation is absolutely free. All we will provide is that hot dogs and burgers. They're going to be $1 tickets or soft drinks. These flyers will actually be provided to you with more information. See, there's also a registration link. So if you go to your URL website, you're going to be able to register there. But if not, I'll be more than happy to register you as well. If you just simply send me an email and let me know how many people would like to participate, because the goal is that we want to want to make sure we have enough supplies, or if it's hot dogs and this pizza, we want to make sure that our vendors provide enough amount of food for everyone.
Okay, thank you. Does anybody have any questions for Jan while she's still here before we can move on?
Sure.
The July 4th event was pretty nice. I was by the lifestyle, right?
Oh, good, yes, yes.
I do have one question though. I noticed that we weren't given a lot of notice on it in the community. And then when we did come, we saw that there were two candidates on the Republican side, one for sheriff, and Mike DeRosa, the current candidate running for re-election. They were the only two people that were able to be title sponsors, have a booth. Yet there was a lot of room to put booths and have other candidates. I want to know what was the process of them becoming a sponsor? Because I went online to check their contributions and their donations, and Mike DeRosa did pay $250 to be there that day. I couldn't pay $250 to be there. And a lot of other candidates, we've got Tony Fernandez, he's a local candidate, also running as a Democrat for sheriff. I'm a local candidate running as a Democrat against him, you know. And I just seen that if it was so simple as $250 and there was available space, what was the process in determining who could be here? And in future events, is that going to be the same thing where we could just expect that La Rosa and the Republican sheriff are the only ones that are allowed to promote the campaigns?
No, the idea is that it is all family-oriented events. So we want to only encourage the residents and their families and children to be a part of it. As far as sponsorships, we send out an invitation to all of the sponsors to see if they're interested. In terms of election process, we know that we don't want to turn it into a more of a electoral situation. I think in those regards, you probably need to speak with Mark Maldonado, who's the general manager. He very much makes decisions on those areas.
Yeah.
And you'll say no.
Being that you're the lifestyle director, I figured that you were the appropriate one to ask a question to. Because like I said, he paid $250 to be in that event, and I could have paid $250. And a whole bunch of other people could have paid. There was room. It was actually only 2 tents. Dave Scalera for sheriff, Republican. Mike DeRosa, Republican. I didn't get no. I saw all the updates on that event for July 4th. Nowhere that it said if you want to have a sponsorship, if you want to have a booth as a candidate. No, it just said Mike DeRosa, Dave Scalera, they're the only ones here. I thought that was unfair because this is a community that we have lots of Republicans, we have Democrats. It's campaign season, so if you allow one, the rule states you gotta allow all, or you don't allow none of them. So in upcoming future events, this is a very sensitive area because I think it's about fairness. And I don't think that if you guys don't want to go into politics, then don't invite nobody. Because it's not fair that, people like Valerie Crabtree also, we would just walk around with flyers and they got this nice booth with signs and everything. And I'm thinking, well, maybe they were a title sponsor for $5,000, $10,000. I could see.
Yeah.
When I go in $250, that's what I pay for all the other events. I go to an event every week, and I'm sure Valerie Crabtree too. And that's basically the price that we pay between $200 and $300 to put a booth. In other words, it would have been fair either to offer it to everybody else, which it wasn't. There was no email, no communication. Do you want to sponsor? Do you want to booth? Or here moving forward, don't have any candidate out there and eliminate the political factor because it is unfair. I mean, I felt like an idiot there, just walking around handing out my postcard. He's got this nice little booth and everything, and you're giving the perception to the people that, I guess Association of Lusciana Villages is for La Rosa, endorsing La Rosa, promoting La Rosa, because La Rosa is the only one who could be there. I mean, nothing against him. But I think going forward, that is something that's been talked to, and I'm sure I know the answer I'm going to get from Mark Maldonado. He's not going to take my call.
I'll definitely take that into consideration.
Mark Maldonado told me that only registered voters can do that, can talk on the grant staff.
I'll take all of that into consideration for sure.
Well, it's just fairness. I mean, if you're going to have political candidates in your future events, then it should be open to all. to their home. This way it's fair for everybody, you know?
Right.
That's all.
All right, thank you, Benny. We're going to move on. Okay, thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Everybody got a flyer for
Thank
the
you.
upcoming
And thanks
event.
for the good work you're doing with
Oh,
the
you're very
community.
welcome.
that
Absolutely. No,
was
thank you.
great.
I appreciate
You're
that.
very active, and
Yes.
that's what we want.
Absolutely, absolutely. Thank you very much. Thank you for having me.
All right.
Okay, we have one community update for tonight. At the last Village 5 meeting, it was brought up that some of the residents in Village 5 were concerned about the tractor trailers parking on the side of the road, and myself as well, I've seen where they've broken up the sidewalk, where they just park, they drive over the sidewalk and park. So I went to the manager and 2 months ago and had a meeting, and by the end of the week, they will have signs up in certain places where the trucks park that'll say no parking, no trespassing, no parking, and there's 3 different sets of signs that are going to go up. So that hopefully that'll slow down, because what will happen is, once the signs go up, then the sheriffs can come and they can cite the truck drivers. Parking is available for them at the Public Works, not the Public Works itself, but the parking lot next to where where the youth club is, and the Public Works, that lot there is paid parking. Yes?
I learned about those parking signs, no parking signs. If you do not state the county statutes where it states no parking, the police force are no, they can't do anything. So it must state the statutes in the county ordinances where they cannot park. Because if you do not have that on there,
It's got it.
it's useless.
Got statute 810.09.
Good.
So hopefully that'll get us started in that direction. Okay, so that takes care of our agenda mostly for tonight. Well, this is our first meeting of, I'm going to do this monthly now. We've set everything up for monthly. Hi, Doug. How's your swimming going? Okay, we're going to do that in just a minute.
Back in May, there was a District 3 update with Tim Weitzmeyer and Brandon Arrington and John Cortez. One thing in Village 5 is we have an elementary school, Chestnut Elementary for Science and Engineering. One thing last year is we got these speed limit signs put in. If you don't know, Chestnut in Village 5 is a 45-mile-an-hour road, and it's where it meets with Palmetto on the Polk County side, which is 40 miles an hour. However, Chestnut is one of the few schools in Poinciana, and most elementary schools, if you ever drive around, it doesn't have a flashing yellow light to alert people of the speed zone during the time of day in which school is being either when they're going to school or being released in the afternoon. I have asked for them, Brandon Arrington's office, to look into putting one in. They were quick to respond to me the day after the meeting, but have yet to hear from them going forward. I'm going to continue to pursue that because that 45-mile-an-hour road, obviously, that's very dangerous for you have children from as young as kindergarten, walking to school to about 5th grade, and all it takes is one person not paying attention and could easily hit one of these small children. We do have crossing guards at the corners, but again, you'll see people just whipping around the corner at the school zones, or when you enter in from the Polk County side, you may not be aware that you're entering a school zone on the Osceola side either. Same thing, and in regards to that, there is no speed limit sign coming out of the school, so people just assume it's back up to 45. So that is one thing I am currently working on in Village 5.
Well, I'm glad you mentioned that because, like you said, there's no flashing lights.
Yes.
And once I thought I was doing the speed limit, but I got a ticket for speeding in that zone. He said I was doing charge something. But I got a ticket, but there was no flashing light. I wanted to go to court to fight it, to explain that to the judge.
Yes.
But I didn't have the time, so I just paid the fine. But I'm glad to know that something will be done about it. There should be flashing lights here, flashing yellow lights, right?
Yes, most definitely there should be
I
flags.
got a ticket, I had to pay $155. Yeah, it was $155. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I should have gone to court. I should have gone to court and explained that to the judge, but there's no flashing lights.
Yes, because,
But I guess I assumed that would be no excuse,
right.
and I would still have to pay the fine and even allowed the fine.
Right, and it's very difficult because you have two elementary schools that are very close to each other.
Right,
Because they are in different counties, different ordinances. So, I know Kowa has the flashing yellow, Deerwood has the flashing yellow, Discovery has it, and even Liberty has it on the backside of Poinciana Boulevard, because during that morning commute, you're only going 40 up there, instead of the 55 on the backside of Liberty High School. That makes a huge difference. So, like I said, it's the one and only elementary school that does not seem to have it where it's on a busy road. So, that, for me, I walk my children to school in the morning, and so it's very important to me that speed limit sign is right there in the back of our house, so nobody sees it, because the time of day changes even in the afternoon. So that's why it's another thing that's important, because on Wednesday, the time is different than every other day of the week. So I want to prevent you from getting more tickets, that's for sure.
Yeah, they're out there quite a bit with the motorcycles, just doing traffic. They stand right in the middle of the road and they catch you. And he's able to see way down the road, so all the way, I've seen him catch people all the way from Amiens, all the way down to the school, so that's quite a distance. There's a lot of people, they spin out or they get loud cars and off they go, So thanks for that great update.
Those speed guns can go up to 2 miles. And then there's a recording machine in the gun that registers that.
Okay.
I took that kind of course with the sheriff's.
We're going to have some open issues now. Does anybody have any questions about anything right now, or you want to wait till after the finish? Any questions? Okay. I thought we'd have a couple of, I invited all the politicians that I knew how to get a hold of. Arrington was supposed to be here, but I guess decided not to come, and some other, and the rest of their candidates. So we'll try to get them here for the August meeting, because early voting starts at August 20th and goes to the 28th, and then you have the primary on the 30th. So we'll try to get them here for you on the next meeting, which is going to be August the 8th.
Before you go into the politician, could I give
Okay.
All right. I'm working with the sports group, which is being chaired by Mr. Sylvester Johnson. And one of the things that we're doing in the sports group is trying to figure out how we can increase the sports activity in our community and use sports in creative ways to get all the projects done. One of the things that I am looking at, and there are about 12 of us so far, in the different sports. I've chosen biking, and I want to see if I can make biking work for this community as it relates to using it as a mode of transportation to college. The upcoming Valencia College, which will be on Pleasant Hill Road. As a result, we're scheduling a meeting at the APB office next week, Tuesday. That's July the 26th at 5:30 p.m., where we're going to be discussing the possibilities of using bikes to communicate, to travel to college. That is our residents, our students. Using the bike rather than buying cars. bus system to get to college, save money, time, and effort, and college and everything else. So I'd like to pass out to you a notice to come in and attend the meeting and provide your input so that we can make this product the best possible product we can. Comments, questions? Politicians are invited of all types. I don't know what other.
Where is the bike path going to put?
Do they have any other green? Oh, you trying to be a politician?
Where is this bike path going to be?
That's the approval to use the sidewalks.
From who?
You said path. Right?
Yeah, you're going to need state domains for
It
the
came from the
bike.
police, it came from the county administrators.
Who's administrator?
Because it's illegal to do.
Arrington's office.
It's,
All right, so you tell him what the rule is, instead of him telling us.
I mean, that's a Florida state law. It tells you you can't be on the walkways.
I got it in writing.
Chairman,
And I appreciate that, because that's what I thought too, until they told me differently. That was great, and I didn't have to ask them to change the law. It ain't got changed, and we already got it.
Okay, thanks, Bev. Any other questions for Beverly? Good job. Do you have anything you want to update? Any other questions?
No, just pretty much it's open to all residents that have ideas. Our main objective is to network with one another to the point where we want this to be the busiest campus in the state of Florida, not just in Poinciana. We need places for our kids to go after school, during the summer, and we're fragmented right now with all these different programs that's out there, and we want to bring them under one umbrella which can be constructed so we can start utilizing these facilities that our money went into the building. It's inactive. There's about 50 kids in that gym right now, something that hasn't happened in years. From another one of our members that sits on our committee. I'm in there 2 days a week, Fridays and Saturdays with my group of kids. There's other organizations that's starting to use it. We need more. We want to do something in all sports. We're working with Dennis, the tennis instructor. We have athletic director from Liberty High Schools on our committee who's going to open up some doors up there to let us use some of his facilities at certain times. We're trying to get in touch with Jim Weishausen to make it more accessible, make the schools more accessible to us, because right now they don't let us in there. They don't let the kids in there after school. So we want to get with him to network with the principals and the athletic directors so we can open up more doors and we can have more organizations like the one I have that can bring kids off the streets and into facilities that you're paying your taxpayer money for. And the doors are closed right now, and we need to get them open because those schools, if we have anywhere from 75 to 100% of residential kids, there's no way we should be paying to go into those schools to run organized structured activity. So that's one of the goals that we're setting. So we'll definitely keep you informed. Now that we have finally decided on the name for the group, it's going to be something in newspapers. We need media help to get it out there, any kind of access that you guys can provide to bring more people in. These are not hand-picked people. Anybody in the community that have any ideas that help keep our kids off the street, especially during the summer and the first 2 to 3 hours after school. Those are crucial times that our kids need to be in a structured environment. So
I go to the Osceola Crime Prevention meetings once a month, and that's always, he gives What's his name?
Officer Beltran.
Angel Beltran, yes. He gives us the report of the crime that takes place over that past month. And I have always been broken, hearing kids getting police records because they stole a tube of lipstick, or hearing some other stupid, crazy stuff that the kids are doing. And I have always said to him, we need to do something. It's not just the kids' problem. It's the adults. It's the community problem. And I am happy to be able to see that we can use sports to direct their interests and their energies and do it in a constructive way that will help keep them from doing crimes. So I'm excited to work with the sports group because that's one way that I have turned the negative stuff that I hear from those reports and do something productive.
Yeah.
Okay.
I go to Community Watch with Beverly, and usually there's always a spike for the children over the summer months and stuff like that. And even at the schools, they're very limited, especially at the middle schools. They can only take out of 1,400 kids over recovery in the Osceola side, they can only take about 150 in their after-school programs and stuff like that. So it's very limited into what they can offer as well. So this is a good way.
Good, thanks. I'd like to move along. Keith, I need to get Keith in first, and then we'll let our guests.
Okay.
Keith's going to give us an update on the little community projects that are going on.
For those who don't know me, let me introduce myself. I'm Keith Latham. Serve a number of different roles in the community, but I'm going to speak to tonight in the role that I spend with the Friends of Poinciana Villages as their press secretary. For those of you that have been involved with the Friends of Poinciana Villages and some of the stuff that's going on in the community, there has been some legal actions that have been taken. It's been just slow as molasses as far as watching what's been going on. And I was asked to just give an update as to what's going on with those actions. Probably the most glaring action is the question of the disputes as far as the APD elections that took place on the 9th of February. For those of you who are not familiar with Florida law, the Department of Business and Professional Regulation is the group that report to the governor of Florida. They're responsible for enforcement of HOA laws relative to election disputes. There was a dispute of the February 9th election that was filed by Friends of Poinciana Villages shortly after the election. There is a 60-day requirement that if there's a dispute about an election, that dispute has to be filed within 60 days. The dispute was filed by the Friends of Poinciana Villages on day number 57, which was a Thursday evening. The Department of Business and Professional Regulation came back and said Friends of Poinciana Villages is not exclusively made up of homeowners. The dispute of the elections can only be done by homeowners. And so as a result, the attorneys for Friends of Poinciana Villages refiled that the following Monday on behalf of 3 homeowners. That file was rejected. It was rejected because it was done on day 61. And the statute said 60 days was the requirement.